Are you finally sold that this team can win the AFC?
Yeah, it's fascinating. That question after that game, they gave up 7 yards a carry to the Buffalo Bills. Tyrod Taylor was 60% on third down, and they had a tremendous comeback. I mean, what I'm most impressed about that game is not their defense. To me, it's still their liability, is their will to win and their ability to come from behind and the degree of difficulty that they constantly have to overcome because they constantly put themselves in bad situations. And I think this is going to be the telltale test on Thursday night. I think this is going to be the game. They're going to have to – this is the game that's going to define their season. And this is what we're going to find whether they're really a true team. We're talking about the Raiders beating Buffalo at home. When Kansas City goes into Atlanta and beats them and wins a tough game, and yet the Raiders get all the attention. If I'm Andy Reid, I'm saying this is perfect for me because everybody's talking a Raider comeback, and that's what we're grading. We're grading the comeback. We're not grading the defense. Yeah, they had 3 3-and-outs early in the second half, and that got them the game. But the reality of it is we're grading their tremendous comeback. We're not grading their team.
That's true.
And I think that this week's going to be the telltale sign, and we'll see if you can be impressed.
Well, I've always been impressed with their offense, but I'm starting to come around on their defense. And as you mentioned, we're giving them so much credit for beating Buffalo, but we minimized just a week before Kansas City went to Denver. And they hadn't played well all game long. And when they absolutely needed it, the offense scored. And when they needed to push Denver back out of field goal range, they got a big stop. Then they went to Atlanta and beat the division-leading Atlanta Falcons in their building. So now this game Thursday night is going to tell us that because whoever wins this game going to win this division, and they will be at worst case scenario a number 2 seed. Kansas City's playing better than anybody in the AFC right now.
That's my feeling.
They're playing better. Skip, they're playing better. But when I watch what the Raiders did defensively, let's say the last 25 minutes of that ball game, you can't do anything but be impressed. Because now you ask and I ask, I need to see Khalil Mack jump off my screen. Skip, unless you got a rabbit ear black and white TV, he's jumping off the screen right now. He's playing a sack every game, forced fumble every game. That's what you need to see. From just like a quarterback, you need to see him step up. Brady got graded because when they needed to make a play, he could make a play. When they needed to get a touchdown to win the game, he got it. They needed to get in field goal range, he could do it. Well, Khalil Mack, that's the way I grade defensive players. When you need to make a play, if you're great, when I absolutely need you to be great, can you be great? We see that with Von Miller. When they needed to play, they've been chipping him all game long. They get him one-on-one. He bulls the right tackle back into the quarterback, hits his arm, ball's on the ground, Bronco win. Okay, Khalil Mack, you see last week against Carolina, sack, forced fumble, fumble recovery, game, set, match. And that's what you're starting to see. I'm starting to come around. I still have my doubts. It's going to tell me a lot. I don't really know if I really want to judge it because it's a Thursday game. They played late, and now they got to go fly to Kansas City. It's not that far, but Skip, offensively, I have no doubt they can hang 30 on anybody in the AFC. But the question is, can they hold teams like Kansas City? Because it looks like Kansas City now, their benchmark is 30. Can they stop a team like the Patriots that you know they can get 30, especially in their building like that? So I'm not all the way in. Okay, I had my toe in the other day. Now I'm up to my ankles. I'm in the kiddie pool. I can swim, Skip, but I'm in the kiddie pool with both ankles right now. I'm going to see after Thursday whether I need to get knee deep or waist deep. But right now, I'm not all the way in.
Okay. On Friday, I tried to warn both of you that you were in danger of drowning in this game, this Buffalo game, because you both picked the Bills. I said, nope, this is the Raiders game. Did I have any doubts?
I don't remember picking the Bills, but that's okay.
I thought you both picked the Bills.
No,
me and Colin picked the Bills.
I'm sorry, Colin, I'm sorry.
I'm being indicted here. Colin, come on, help me out.
I object, Jordan.
Okay, well, definitely you picked the Bills.
I did. I absolutely did.
All right. So it's 24-9 Bills at Oakland. And by the way, up to that point, I had not seen Khalil Mack jump off my screen. And from that point on, the Bills had 6 more possessions in that football game, and they went nowhere. They scored 0 more points. The Raiders scored 29 unanswered points. And to me, it's because Derek Carr is a tough you-know-what. He is playing with a banged-up pinky, and he couldn't take the snap from under center. So
he the MVP now?
He's a rival of Dak. I still, Dak is running away with QBR. Dak is running away with QBR. And Derek Carr is not a QBR guy because he gunslings too much. He will take some chances and it will blow up on him occasionally. And he had one really bad game against the Kansas City Chiefs in the black hole. It was 26-10, Alex Smith and company. And Oakland managed 285 total yards in that game. And Derek Carr was just abysmal in that game at a QBR of 36 on a scale of 0 to 100. Not very good. Spencer Ware ran wild on them with 131 yards rushing. They're going to have to turn those tables at Arrowhead. And obviously, it's a night game. It's tough to win up there. But I've seen cracks in that foundation of late. Peyton went there. It was earlier in the year last year and beat them with a late drive. Remember that?
Yes.
They got a late turnover. Kansas City is impressing me. They have caught fire. And when you have an Eric Berry with a pick 6 and then a pick 2 to win the game off the conversion, that means magic is starting to happen in Kansas City. They lead the NFL in turnover ratio at plus 14, and usually that will tell some tales, right? But there's some magic going on with the Raiders that I keep saying something is happening that I've never seen before with a young team like this. We got Dallas and we got the Raiders. And listen, they are 6-0 away from Oakland this year. So this is I agree with you, Shannon, because Kansas City has caught fire and they've already won at Oakland.
They've already beaten Denver at Denver.
They have. And so now it's going to take the Raiders need to win this game to win the division. Now, crazy stuff could happen down the stretch, but I think Kansas City has the easiest closing schedule of any contender on either side because they got Raiders at home, Tennessee at home, and Denver at home before they go to Phillip Rivers for the last game. Maybe Phillip Rivers is going to decide the AFC West this year. But I still love the Raiders, and I'm sticking with them to win the West.